Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and the NBA season is right upon us. So I think this is the perfect time to do the Milwaukee Bucks season preview. Let's get right into it. I think the most fitting place to start is to talk about the identity and principles of the Milwaukee Bucks heading into next season. It has been a very busy offseason for the Milwaukee Bucks, with a lot of new faces coming in and a lot of faces going out. And as a result of this Milwaukee Bucks team has become younger, faster and more athletic. This team is also defensively more versatile due to the addition of Myles Turner, and this team has a lot of young and athletic guards, and they're going to use this to their advantage by picking up full court and applying full court pressure. This is also a very deep team. There's 8 to 10 playable guys on this roster. And in my opinion, in terms of style of basketball, we're going to see a fast-paced, high-energy Milwaukee Bucks team with a lot of ball movement and a lot more rim pressure, which was a key issue last season for the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo was the only player on that team who can consistently drive to the paint, generate paint touches and finish at the rim. But now, the Milwaukee Bucks have new players who can also do the same role. And as a result of this, more three-point looks are also going to be generated per game, which the Milwaukee Bucks really want to do, especially with their shooting. And they're going to lean into point guard version of Giannis Antetokounmpo a lot more, especially in the final third of the season where Giannis was playing point. The team looked great. Next topic is going to be about lineups. I'm going to be talking about the starting lineup and the second unit. So, here is the projected starting lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks. At point guard, Kevin Porter Jr. At shooting guard, Gary Trent Jr. At small forward, AJ Green. Power forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And at center, Myles Turner. And in my opinion, this is the perfect starting lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks. Let me start off with the Kevin Porter Jr. Giannis Antetokounmpo duo. I think it's dynamic. They got a great understanding and connection. And KPJ as a player has really fit into this team so well. He knows what spots to kill at when it comes to scoring. He can score on every level. He's a very talented player, and he gives this Milwaukee Bucks an edge that they previously didn't have. And the shooters, AJ Green and Gary Trent, as I previously said, you see the best version of point guard Giannis when you have shooters around him, especially shooters of the caliber of AJ Green and Gary Trent. And we saw point guard Giannis in full effect last season when Gary Trent and AJ Green were sharing the court with him. So they were a must, especially if they are planning to put Giannis at point guard. And finally at center, Myles Turner. Again, a very good big who can space the floor for Giannis. I'm very excited to see the high-low action between Giannis and Myles Turner, the pick and roll, the pick and pop. There is a lot of potential with this team, and I'm very excited that this is going to be the starting lineup. To the final point on why this lineup is perfect for the Milwaukee Bucks, it's because it maximizes Giannis Antetokounmpo. In my opinion, Giannis offensively is the best he's ever been, especially from a playmaking standpoint and shooting the mid-range at a high level. And it's extremely important to put the right players around him. And last season, Doc Rivers failed to do this. He did not play Gary Trent or AJ Green in the starting lineup alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it really derailed the Bucks season. And you saw in the playoffs, once all three of them started together, the Bucks looked a lot better, but Doc Rivers made the adjustment way too late. He waited for the Milwaukee Bucks to be 3-1 down to the Pacers before playing the starting lineup. But the one positive thing that we can get out of this is that we're going to see the right starting lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks heading into next season. And I know a lot of Bucks fans are going to be scared that Taurean Prince or Kuzma or even both of them are going to start. But Doc Rivers said that Prince is going to be coming off the bench and Kuzma is going to be playing the 4 a lot more. And as you can look at this picture right here, look at the players with the black jerseys. AJ Green, Myles Turner, Gary Trent, KPJ and Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is a live 5-on-5 scrimmage in the Milwaukee Bucks practice, and clearly you can see that these 5 are starting together. So in my opinion, Bucks fans, you've got nothing to worry about. This is definitely going to be the starting lineup heading into next season. Even though this is the best starting lineup the Milwaukee Bucks can put out given their current roster, there are still some flaws. There is a lack of size on the perimeter defensively. The Milwaukee Bucks are playing 3 guards in their starting lineup, so they are going to be undersized. And if you're going to play a guy like Cade Cunningham, just like the Bucks did in pre-season, he's going to torch you because he's going to have the size advantage and he's going to create mismatches, unfortunately. And the lack of size on the perimeter defensively really hurts the Bucks at times. And they don't have a proven and tested second option. Do I think that Kevin Porter Jr. has the ability to do this? Yes, but do I think he's going to do it? I'm not too sure. And how successful the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be, it might lie on how much Kevin Porter Jr. is going to take that step up. Because he's a very talented kid. He can score with the best of them, but consistency and output are the two things that I'm looking at when it comes to him. Moving on to the second unit, here is the second unit. At point guard Cole Anthony, shooting guard Ryan Rollins, small forward Taurean Prince, power forward Kuzma, and at centre Bobby Portis. However, I've got my own preferred second unit. At point guard Cole Anthony, shooting guard Ryan Rollins, small forward Amir Coffey, power forward Taurean Prince, and at centre Bobby Portis. Everybody in this lineup could shoot at a high level. Or this one I really like. At point guard Cole Anthony, shooting guard Ryan Rollins, small forward Amir Coffey, power forward Bobby Portis, and at centre Jericho Sims. The second lineup I just mentioned, you've got self-creators and you've got guys who like to hold the ball for quite a long time in Cole Anthony and Bobby Portis. You've got good three-point shooters in Ryan Rollins and Amir Coffey. And in my opinion, Jericho Sims, he provides the defense and he can also be a connector when it comes to setting screens, rolling, short roll passing. And I think he will give flow to the offense. So in my opinion, my preferred second unit is the second one I just mentioned, but Doc Rivers won't go for this. He will include Kuzma and Taurean Prince, so it is what it is. Coming up next is in-depth player analysis. I'm going to talk about what every player will bring to this team, their strengths, their weaknesses, what they need to work on, and things of that nature. So let's get into it. Starting off with the head of the snake, the main man, the superstar, Giannis Antetokounmpo. We all know how good this guy is. He's the top 1 or top 2 or top 3 player in the NBA. One of the greatest players of all time. One of the most dominant players of all time. So dominant in the paint. He's a walking 30, 12 and 6. And things I want to see from Giannis is to keep adding to the mid-range he already has. Last season his mid-range was an absolute joy to watch. So efficient, got to his spots. It was simplistic but beautiful to see. I also want to see him improve his mid-range efficiency. Last season, I believe he shot around 44% from the mid-range, which is very good. But can he get that up to a 50%, a 52% or a 55%? If he can do that, yeah, the league is in trouble. And can he make the mid-range a reliable weapon in the clutch? His mid-range was so good last season, but one major area for improvement is to execute that mid-range shot in clutch situations, where he wasn't really that good at. And also, my final point, the playmaking leap. Finally, Doc Rivers is going to put the best lineup around Giannis, and I think this is going to elevate his playmaking, and I believe he's going to average at least 8 assists per game this season. Coming up next is the point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks, Kevin Porter Jr. He is a dynamic scorer, can score from the 3, mid-range, and in the paint at a high level. He's very shifty and crafty, and one thing I like about him is that he knows what spots to get at when scoring, especially with the Milwaukee Bucks. He's very athletic, he's a gifted passer and playmaker, he will get steals and turnovers. That's one thing Kevin Porter is really good at. He will steal the ball from you, he's very good at playing passing lanes and anticipating, he rebounds the ball really well. He's a 6'5" point guard, which is quite big for a point, and he rebounds well, which is going to be important because especially at the 2 and 3, the Bucks are quite undersized. However, there are still some things he needs to improve at. His IQ and decision making needs to improve. His shot selection needs to improve as well. He's very good at taking grenade shots, and I would love him to take grenade shots. He's very creative. He knows how to get to different angles. But when there's 24 seconds left on the shot clock or 13 seconds left, create better shots. Don't be chucking up the toughest of toughest shots. I know he believes in himself, but that's not sustainable offense. I also want to see better defensive engagement. I've seen flashes of great defense from Kevin Porter Jr. He's got the size, he's got the athleticism, he's got the physical tools, but I need to see this consistently. Next up is Gary Trent Jr. Last season he had a very slow start to the season, but he really picked it up. Great 3-point shooter. In fact, he's an elite 3-point shooter. Came up in big moments. I remember in the NBA Cup final against OKC, in the playoffs. He's not afraid of the moment. He's a really good NBA player. And for me, he needs to keep shooting threes and also increase three-point volume because he's efficient. So we want him to chuck up as many threes as possible, especially playing next to Giannis. As I previously said, he's one of the best shooters in the NBA. He's an aggressive defender and will generate turnovers. He will steal the ball. But he needs to be more aggressive in scoring the ball because we don't really have isolation scorers at Milwaukee. Kevin Porter Jr. can score in isos, Giannis can, Myles Turner can a bit. But Gary Trent needs to step up in isolation scoring and he needs to be a bit more of a scorer himself. And also he needs to be more physical and consistent on defense. There's flashes where Gary Trent Jr. is really good defensively, but he needs to maintain this and he needs to be more physical as well. Next up is AJ Green, aka Dairy Bird, and AJ Green, he just needs to keep playing good defense. He is limited on that end of the floor purely because he's not the most athletic, doesn't have the longest wingspan or isn't the tallest. However, fundamentally, he's a really good defender. Beats guys to his spots, knows how to stay in front of his man, navigates screens really well, and he's a very solid defender. And he needs to keep shooting the ball because he's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, just like Gary Trent. So he also needs to increase his volume of three-point shots taken. I also want to see more three-man actions, especially with Kevin Porter Jr., Jericho Sims and AJ Green. They've got a really beautiful three-man action that they run, which leads to open looks for AJ Green. Keep doing that. Keep doing actions with Giannis. He's very good at setting those flip screens for Giannis, which was previously done by Pat Connaughton. And he knows how to maximize Giannis and how to play with Giannis, which is a big thing. And another leap to his game I want to see: handle the ball more and make decisions with the ball. In pick and roll situations or normally, this is the next step for AJ Green to really advance his game. And also try and finish at the rim more. I know that's not part of his game, but I did see AJ Green dunk, catch an alley-oop from KPJ and dunk that ball. So clearly he's got decent athleticism. He can finish at the rim and try and finish at the rim more, but this really isn't a necessity. Next up is Myles Turner, and before I start, I want to say how much I appreciate him embracing the city. He looks like a great guy to have in the locker room, a leader, a guy who's going to build the team chemistry. So great acquisition for the Milwaukee Bucks. But in terms of his game, he's a great three-point shooter, will space the floor for the Bucks and Giannis. Good basketball IQ and actively moves the ball, so will contribute to the ball movement that the Milwaukee Bucks are aiming for. He's a great rim protector and shot blocker, so he's going to be a really good fit with Giannis. And he's very defensively versatile because he's mobile and athletic, so can play drop, can get on the level of the screen and can switch, which is going to be massive for the Bucks. I want to see high-low action with Giannis, just like how Giannis did high-low action with Brook Lopez. I want to see the two-man game between them, pick and roll, pick and pop. I want Myles Turner to get to the mid-range more because his mid-range is money. So I want to see Giannis throw a lot more pocket passes. But there is an area of improvement, and that's the rebounding. Better rebounding is needed for sure. And on to the second unit. The first player I'm going to be talking about is Ryan Rollins. He's a good defender, but has the potential to be an elite defender and can even make an all-defensive team if he truly progresses, because this kid has everything from that end. He can defend really well, stays in front of his man, smart, can navigate screens really well, and he's got the physical tools. He's athletic and he's got a really long wingspan. So this guy could be very special defensively. He's going to pick up full court. He can shoot and score the ball well. He applies rim pressure and finishes at the rim really well. He's got really nice touch at the rim. But there are still areas of improvement that is needed. I need more self-creation in scoring. And this is the reason why Ryan Rollins doesn't start for me. He doesn't create enough for himself. And as a result of that, when he starts at point guard, the offense can look stagnant at times. And he needs to improve on handling the ball under pressure. We really saw this in the playoffs. He really struggled when players like Nembhard applied ball pressure on him. So he needs to improve in that aspect as well. The next guard I'm going to be talking about is Cole Anthony. And he's going to inject pace into the offense. He's going to provide self-creation in scoring. He will apply rim pressure and score points in the paint. He's a good playmaker and can handle the ball. He's also going to press full court as well from a defensive end. And one thing I love about Cole Anthony is his energy. He will provide you energetic defense, will dive for loose balls, and he's a very good rebounder for his size. So he will contribute to the little things that leads to wins. But for an area of improvement, he does have a tendency to ball hog at times. And in this Milwaukee Bucks offense, the ball needs to move. So that's the one area of improvement. Ball hog less. On to Taurean Prince and Kyle Kuzma. Taurean Prince needs to keep on shooting threes. He's one of the best catch and shoot 3-point shooters in the NBA, and next to Giannis, that's always going to be valuable. But he also needs to learn how to take slightly contested or contested threes, because the amount of times Taurean Prince passed up on 3-point looks in the playoffs was so bad and it ruined the flow of the offense. If there is a good opportunity to take a three, take it and be confident. You're 6'6" and you can shoot the ball well. Believe in yourself more. And Kyle Kuzma, in my opinion, will be used as a mini Giannis, playing the non-Giannis minutes. That's the best way to use Kyle Kuzma and to make Kyle Kuzma look good, because the only thing that Kyle Kuzma does at an NBA level is playmaking in transition and scoring in transition, right? But Giannis is the best of all time at that. So Kuzma needs to be used as a mini Giannis and play him in the non-Giannis minutes. Also, Kuzma can be used as a versatile defender, especially for guys like Cade Cunningham. He can provide length and size that can disrupt Cade, and that could be valuable. So on a defensive standpoint, especially on-ball defense, Kyle Kuzma can be valuable. But the reason why I put both of them on the same slide is because they have the same weakness. Their off-ball defense is horrible and they need to improve on it. Too much ball watching, there's a lack of awareness defensively, and they need to improve on this aspect of their game. Off-ball defense is the key to improvement for both players. Next up is Bobby Portis. We know what Bobby Portis is going to bring to Milwaukee. He's the sixth man. He's going to provide scoring. And as I said, he provides great scoring off the bench. He's a great 3-point shooter, so he's a good fit next to Giannis. He's a versatile scorer, can score in the post, can finish at the rim, can score the mid-range, can score the three. He's a great rebounder, and he needs to keep on improving when it comes to moving the ball. I saw a big leap from Bobby Portis in terms of moving the ball, letting go of the ball and identifying doubles and playing out of it. I saw a big improvement, so he just needs to keep improving on that aspect of his game. But the main thing when it comes to Bobby Portis is better and more engaged defense. Don't jump on pump fakes, don't be lazy, stay engaged, stay on your man, and don't give baseline. Defense is the main area of improvement for Bobby Portis. The next player I'm going to be talking about is Jericho Sims. I thought he made a positive and winning impact on the Milwaukee Bucks last season in the regular season and in the playoffs. He is a great defender, very effective in switching. I believe he can switch 1 through 5. He's a very good rebounder, really good lob threat as well. His connection with KPJ was brilliant last season. He's a really good screen setter and he provides good flow to the offense. Keeps on moving, keeps on being active. He's very good at short roll playmaking as well. He can find shooters off the short roll, and that's one aspect of his game that goes under the radar. But for me, one area of improvement for Jericho Sims is to develop a go-to move, whether it be a jump hook or a floater, anything offensively apart from catching dunks. On to Amir Coffey now. He's an elite shooter, especially in catch and shoot situations and especially in the corners, which is massive. He gives much needed size in the wing positions for Milwaukee. He's a solid defender, very good off-ball chaser, dependable on isolation situations, and he's a good team defender. He's very good in transition, so fits with the playstyle that the Bucks are trying to go for. And he can also score well in every level, can finish at the rim, got a decent mid-range and can shoot the three. So he's a well-rounded player for the Bucks. Andre Jackson Jr. is the next player I'm going to be talking about, and within the Milwaukee Bucks fan base, he's very hit and miss, and I understand why. In the first half of last season, he was brilliant for the Bucks, especially from the defensive standpoint. He locked up Cade, he locked up SGA, but in the second half of the season, he wasn't as engaged and his defense fell off. So for me, he needs to play defense at a high level consistently. He needs to be comfortable in shooting the three. I've seen that he can shoot the three at a really good level, right? His mechanics aren't bad. He can shoot efficiently albeit it is a low sample size, but he's shown that he can shoot. So be comfortable in shooting the three. Don't pass up any easy shots. Keep rebounding the ball well and don't be a liability offensively. And this is the reason why Andre Jackson Jr. can't touch the floor. Because in terms of his size, athleticism and defense, he will be great for the Bucks. But offensively, he's such a liability that it's so hard to get him on the floor. He needs to be more focused and engaged. There's sometimes he makes bozo plays like doing behind the back passes for no reason, making careless turnovers. So be more focused and look at the rim. When you have a wide open lane, attack it. Make the layup. Make the easy buckets. Don't shy away from scoring. If you have the opportunity, score and try and get easy buckets for yourself. That's the main thing from Andre Jackson Jr. Play within the offense, get easy buckets, and be more engaged and consistent in defense because we've seen this guy play very high level defense. The next player I'm going to be talking about is Gary Harris, and at the time I didn't understand this signing because the Bucks already had a lot of guards, but he does provide veteran presence. He's a very good catch and shoot 3-point shooter and a 3-point shooter in general, so will help, and he can play defense. If this was prime Gary Harris at Denver, I would be all over this because he was one of the best 3-and-D players in the NBA. But Gary Harris has fallen off a bit. So the best thing you can hope for is for him to rekindle that version of him in Denver. There is no better way to finish off the player analysis segment than ending off with Thanasis Antetokounmpo. Thanasis is back with the Bucks, and this is great news, right? For Giannis, his brother is by his side. He's got that support system. He's got that motivation. So you're going to see the best version of Giannis. But in terms of the whole locker room, this guy is a leader from a vocal standpoint. Will check in on everybody. Is a people's person. He's going to be a leader in this team. And he's going to bring good energy, good vibes. And last season, we started off 2-8. And I promise you, if Thanasis Antetokounmpo was in that locker room, the Milwaukee Bucks would not have gone 2-8. That's how much of a difference this guy makes to this team. When he's in Milwaukee, there's a different energy. There's a different vibe. Every time he turned up to a Milwaukee Bucks game, the Bucks won. That's how much of an impact Thanasis has on the city, and he's going to be big for the Bucks this season. The next thing I'm going to be talking about are the expectations for the Milwaukee Bucks next season. And in terms of my expectations, the floor for this team is the 7th or the 8th seed. Giannis is too good of a player for the Bucks to fall below this. Too good of an offensive engine, especially with shooters around him. He will single-handedly win you games and pick up a lot of wins for the Milwaukee Bucks. And in terms of the ceiling for this team, I think the maximum they can go is the 3rd seed. In terms of teams that are definitively better than the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference, it only comes down to 2 teams who are the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. So they're the only 2 teams that are better than the Bucks. So in terms of the rest of the teams, the Bucks can compete for sure. But for me, the most likely outcome for the Milwaukee Bucks is that they're going to finish between the 4th and the 6th seed. Even though the East doesn't look competitive, it's still competitive. You still have teams like Orlando and Atlanta who've got a lot better. You still got teams like Miami, Philadelphia 76ers. If they're healthy, they can make noise. Toronto Raptors got a really good quality team. There's some sleeper teams in the East, and teams even like Boston and Indiana, they are injured, but they're still going to be competitive. So it's still going to be a tough conference for the Milwaukee Bucks, but I think they're going to finish between the 4th and the 6th seed. The next topic I'm going to be talking about are the Giannis trade rumours. Major news was broken out by Shams that the New York Knicks and the Milwaukee Bucks engaged in trade discussions. However, this was quickly put to bed because New York could not come with the right package. What are my thoughts on this? It's not surprising. Giannis wants to be in a winning situation, and for the last 3 years, the Milwaukee Bucks have been bounced out in the first round. Giannis wants to make deep playoff runs and win championships, and the Milwaukee Bucks haven't been able to do this. So it's no secret that Giannis is exploring his options, but I think the main reason why this is happening is because Giannis wants to put pressure on the front office to make moves. Because as this roster is currently constructed, it's not built to win a championship, to contend or make a deep playoff run. And I think all of this is happening so Giannis can put pressure on that front office to make a major move. And I think that the Milwaukee Bucks will be very active in the upcoming trade deadline, and I think a major trade is coming. The trade will involve Kyle Kuzma and the 2031 first round pick, which is extremely valuable. I'm not sure who the Milwaukee Bucks will target, but for me, if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks GM, I'm going for a wing who can play as a second option. And my final point is going to be about coaching. I want to see a better offense. I want to see more three-point looks being generated. I want to see players moving without the basketball. And I know when Giannis is on the ball, it's so easy for players to stand there and watch Giannis do his thing. But move without the ball and make Giannis' life easier. There were so many possessions last season where Giannis is standing on the elbow and everyone is just standing there, making it so easy for the defense to contain the Bucks. Move without the basketball, please. I want to see better defensive rotations. I want the defense to be connected. I want communication. I don't want lapses in defense. There were so many times there was careless mistakes being made on defense and it cost us. And it made us build bad habits throughout the season and it cost us in the playoffs. I also want Doc Rivers to make adjustments at the right time and on the fly. Not when you're 3-1 down against the Indiana Pacers, right? For you to play the right starting lineup. I want you to make the right adjustments at the right time. I know this is a big ask, but one can only pray. Now we're at the end of the video. I'm going to give my final thoughts. For the first time in a long time, I'm very excited for Milwaukee Bucks basketball. This team has a new identity. It's younger, more athletic. There's a lot of promising players here. And they've got something to prove this season. And we're going to see a lot more point Giannis, which is going to be very exciting. There's a lot of shooters on this team. There's new faces like Cole Anthony, Myles Turner, Amir Coffey. There's guys like Ryan Rollins, KPJ, AJ Green, Gary Trent, who are going to step up. It's a new core. It's a new identity. The Milwaukee Bucks are rejuvenated and we're entering a new period of the Giannis era. And I can't wait for it. Are we going to win the title? Probably not. But it's going to be a good year, it's going to be exciting and I can't wait. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe and peace.